Go.
Hey everyone, it's Kai, or Kyle, whatever you prefer. Today I just want to kind of talk about my past and what you call battle scars or whatever, just so you can get to know me a little bit better, and if you actually want to watch my channel, that's great. I'm not forcing you to, obviously, since I'm just the first video, but whatever. Okay, so I kind of still do have problems with depression, but I have problems with depression. It started whenever 6th and 7th grade, summer in between those. At first, I thought it was just because I wanted to fit in, and there's this, the subculture emo, I really wanted to be a part of that, and I heard emo's cut, so I was like, hey, why not? And then it didn't help that my mom was not around for a few months after that, and I blamed myself for that. So wanting to fit in and missing my mom just really got to me. Little did I know, emos are actually a subculture of people who didn't fit in. So yeah, that's surprising. Not. I wrote a letter to basically everyone in my family about how I really felt. It's just kind of get my emotions right. The one time I actually cope in a healthy way, someone finds it and reads it, and I get sent to a hospital because I mentioned that I wanted to die, all this stuff. So I spent about a week in there. Not the funnest experience. I went to North Lake in Louisiana. I met some pretty cool people. I met this girl who's just really cool. She had short hair like me. I don't consider myself a girl, but anyway, she's the one who inspired me to get my hair short. And she was really cool. Her name was Emma, and she was just really cool. So yeah. I also met this really cool girl named Brie, who spelled the cheese Brie, so I called her Cheese. Had some really cool friends. I never kept in touch with them because I lost their numbers, but whatever. Fast forward to October, I think. Yeah, October. No wait, no. It was in October I went to the hospital. I started cutting in the summer, so yeah, and I wrote that letter in October. Okay, November. I cut from right here to the edge of my arm. Not very fun or pleasant. And that's kind of hard to hide, so I couldn't really hide it. So my dad found it. Yes, he went back to the hospital. Yeah, not very fun memories. This time at the hospital, there wasn't really anyone I could relate to, so I was just super lonely, and I think it made me worse. Honestly, I think mental hospitals only make people worse because the doctors rarely even talk to me. They just all around bad news, you know what I mean? Fast forward to January of 7th grade. I cut and I nearly hit a vein. That's how far deep I went. I had tried to commit suicide, and I had to go to the hospital again. This time I stayed for a week and a half because I don't know, I just kept breaking down. I was just done. to this day, that was why I tried to commit suicide that one time. But, oh well. Anyway, fast forward to 7th grade summer. We went to this place called Palmetto. This, like, park place with, like, cabins and stuff. It was really cool. Anyway, I got super depressed. Like, for a few minutes there, or a few months I should say, I actually forgot I was transgender. Well, I didn't forget, but I was able to just, like, kind of put it off to the side. And then, like nothing really reminded me of it, so I was able to just kind of, like, scoot it over to the side and not pay attention to it. So, yeah. But then the shooting in Orlando happened, and then that just kind of, like, shoved it in my face. I was just like, nice, world, nice. So I cut again, and I went to the hospital again. Yeah, rough past, rough childhood. May I remind you, I'm only 13. This all started whenever I was 11, so it's been like hell of a ride the past 2 years. Or 3 years or so. So yeah, and then I went to the hospital again. Forgot why, but I know I went to the hospital again in 7th grade. And another time in 7th grade, so 3 times in 7th grade altogether. And then, same reasons, cutting. Then in 8th grade year, I cut again. And this time I went to the hospital again, but they let me choose whether or not I went to the hospital or not. And I chose to because, like, I was just sick and tired of everything, and I just didn't feel like continuing. I was just done. So, yeah, that happened. And whenever I came out, my dad surprised me that, like, I could come out at school, and I go to a Catholic school, so this was kind of just, like, ironic and kind of, like, just, like, setting me up for failure, because he knew I was going to a Catholic school, and he knew that they were most likely going to say no. So, yeah, I found it very cruel, but I also found it very happy at the same time, because at least he was letting me try, even though it was for all the wrong reasons. Like, he claims to have paid my tuition, but I know he really didn't, because he has to pay every month. Like, he mentions, like, at the end of every month, he mentions that he has to pay for school or whatever, my tuition. Yet, whenever I went to the hospital and I asked to switch back to my regular school, he said that he already paid for the whole thing, which I highly doubt, because I just told you, but... So, yeah, I hate my dad so much. I just tell him I love him, and I just tell him that I care, and just, like, fake so many smiles. It's unbelievable. So yeah, of course the principal said no, because she wanted to protect the other students. Like, what am I, disease? Like, what are you protecting them from? Me? Why am I dangerous? Like, and yeah, and she was just like, I don't think the other children's parents would be comfortable with that. I'm just like, well, okay then, I can understand that reason. So, yeah. That was the only reason I actually understood why she said no. She said I should be happy with what God gave me, but honestly, I don't really believe in God, because, I mean, if he so says has this great, wonderful plan, why would he make an 11-year-old female-to-male transgender guy go through so much crap to the point of nearly committing suicide and almost succeeded? Like, and what about all the people who did succeed? Like, why would he let them do that? Like, that's just sick, in my opinion. Like, and we only have to worship him and only him. Like, like a sad person. I've just been sad the past few months or years or so. For the reasons I've just told you. So yeah, right now it's Thanksgiving break, and I got to spend a whole week with my supportive aunts, and I was super excited because I got to meet Kyle for like all the week, and I was like stoked, and I was so happy, and I just like bursted out of my shell for at least a few days or so, and like now I have to go back. That sucks. Selfish to think about that, but like, isn't it my choice though, not yours? Isn't it my choice to believe in God? Isn't it my choice? Well, it's not my choice to be transgender, but whatever. I think he kind of knew all along, but just didn't want to accept it. Because in 6th grade, me and my friends made up this trio thing, and like it was just me and two of my best friends who happened to be twins, Sophie and Chloe. And it happened to be like we called each other by guy names instead, and I really liked it, and I was just like super comfortable with it, and I was just like, yeah, I like it. And then, whenever I went to the hospital and saw that Emma girl, I saw how short hair looked in a girl, and I was just like, I didn't know girls could do that. You gotta remember, I still thought I was a girl at this point. So I got my pixie cut, and I really liked it a lot, and I was super happy. I felt like a weight was been lifted off my shoulders. Like, literally, as she was cutting off my hair, it was just amazing. Now, apparently, I'm not cute anymore, because they said my hair, it gets too short each time, and now it's not cute anymore. So I should stop and grow it out again, according to my parents. Aren't they lovely people? They're nice to Kylie, but not Kyle. That's the thing. Like, if I act like that perfect little schoolgirl that, like, gets good grades, doesn't wear chokers, doesn't wear beanies, isn't transgender, likes just regular stuff, not me, then, like, they'll be, like, cool with it. And every time I actually mention that I'm feeling like that. So, yeah. So I do tell them immediately, whether it be they're doing anything. So I guess I should just wait a little bit or something. Or maybe not tell them at all. I don't know. But yeah, there is some good points in my life. Like my aunt, she's pretty cool. I love her to death. I mean, without her, I don't think I would be alive today. The fact that I'm gonna turn 18 soon, and the fact that I have my aunt, and the fact that I have this group who supports me, like I go to this group therapy thing, and the fact that they support me is literally, and my friends, like, and another reason I guess, is just like, so basically 5 reasons keeping me alive. It's not a lot, but it's not nothing. So, yeah, all you suicidal kids out there who's just like watching this, and try to think of 5 good reasons for you not to die. List them in the comments if you want. Or I want to hear from you guys. You guys are awesome. So yeah, that's basically my past, what I am. By the way, just to clarify, I am female to male, not male to female. I'm not on any hormone treatments, at least not yet.